Okay, so I gotta show you this. Okay, just one second. So, shortly after I did my review criticizing Mishner's novel Caribbean, one of my relatives gave me as a present Mishner's novel Alaska. He oh. uh, he seems to think I like Mishner because I know who he is. So in his mind, he equates me liking, or me knowing who James Mishner is, with me enjoying James Mishner. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of a funny little anecdote. Time to get to what I've been reading. So I haven't had much time to read this week. Sorry, but I do want to talk about this graphic novel I've been reading, Blankets by Craig Thompson. I've read it before. This is actually a second read-through. And if you have never read Blankets, or even know what it is, I highly recommend you go out and buy a copy. It's that good that you can just blindly buy it, and you'll love it. So, what is Blankets? Well, Blankets is a sizable graphic novel. It's quite big. That is basically Craig Thompson's drawn autobiographical story of his life from the time when he was a boy to his late teen years into early college. And the main story of it is about how he falls in love for the first time. He meets this girl at a Christian summer camp and falls in love with her. And as his relationship with her grows, the more he realizes that he no longer believes these things that he's hearing from preachers and his family. He just kind of stops believing in Christianity in general and falls away from it. While over time, his deeper feelings for this girl grow and deepen, and her feelings for him grow and deepen, and they have this really intense, very beautiful romantic story together. And it's just so good. It's one of the most moving and definitely one of the most honest stories I've read, and it's unconventional. It doesn't feel like a Hollywood movie. It doesn't feel like a mainstream story. It feels like an indie movie. It's very true to life. It covers the little details that we all go through and experience, without being cliche or without falling into tropes that we've seen 100,000 times. It's a very honest story, and it's a very moving story, and it's just his account of these things that happened to him. And it's less a novel than it is just a graphic memoir. So, if that sounds like your kind of thing, then I highly recommend it. And even if it doesn't, I still highly recommend it. I think this is a graphic novel. This is one of the few graphic novels I would point to for people who haven't read graphic novels or want to read graphic novels but never have. This is kind of one of them I would point them to. Because there's a few that I think are universal enough in their appeal that they could kind of introduce people into reading comics. And this was one of the first ones I read when I was getting into reading comics. So yeah, definitely check it out. Blankets, Craig Thompson, fantastic. He's written some other great graphic novels too, which I may review in the future. But this is my favorite by him, and it's, like I said, one of the graphic novels to get me into reading comics. It was one of the first ones I read, and I think it's very profound. Not only that, but it's a very important story to the genre of graphic storytelling, and one of the big name graphic novels in that medium. So, anyways, check it out. I highly recommend it. I think you'll like it. I certainly did. And I'm certainly loving reading it again. So anyway, that's kind of just this episode, which turned out to be more of a Jason Reed shit than a weekly rundown, but fuck it. So, That's all I gotta say. I mean, I meant to just kind of talk briefly about it, and I went into a whole kind of review praising it, so fuck it.